So I get asked what it's like trying to get a job after the military. Is it impossible? It's impossible. Let's talk about it. But you too, goddamn man, it's one on the Pappy. And we are back with another video. Check this out. I'ma share my experience. Because I don't wanna tell y'all one thing and I don't want to be like it's my word against everybody else. No. So I'm gonna just share what I went through trying to get a job after the military. You know what I'm saying? My mindset at 25 years old, cause that's when I separated. I had told myself, listen, if I could help it, if it was possible, I don't want to work for nobody else. Because once you have Uncle Sam as a boss, shit, you done experienced the bosses of all bosses. And experiencing Uncle Sam, I was like, man, I can't, no. But here's the thing, I'm also not pro or anti getting a job. I come from having a job. The military is a job. It's a salaried military job, a 9 to 5, right? But the process of getting a job after the military is not a hard one. It's a lengthy one, but it's not hard. I remember I had a year left. And for some strange reason, bruh, I said, let me try to be a firefighter. Dog, prior to apply, I don't have no type of fire experience besides lighting my charcoal on fire. You know what I'm saying? I don't have, no. So I don't know, well, I do know. As one of my ex wanted. And I'm not gonna lie. Firefighters have very nice schedules. I think it's 48 on, 24 off, or it's something like that. And they pay good. At the time I was applying, they was paying good. But listen, I was a year out, and I don't know what type of leave it was, but there was a leave you could take. It has to be approved by the commander though. It's like you can go job hunting. You know what I'm saying? I think it was up to like 10 or 14 days. And so I remember applying to be a firefighter while I was on my deployment, my last deployment, right? And shit, I did everything that I could at the time. And then when I got home, it was time for me to go home to take the written part. And so, bro, it never fails. I be burping every time I record. But anyway, I had got the leave approved to go home to Dallas to go take the written test. Passed the written test. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dumb. I know I may be sounding like it sometimes, but I ain't dumb. You know what I mean? And I hate school. I hate tests. I'm not a good test taker. But I ain't dumb. But after that, I went back to Dover. And by the time that no, I take that back. I'm missing some steps. After I got done with the written part and passed that, a few days later, I had to go do the physical part. Man, firefighting training, y'all have my respect. That's a very difficult training. And it wasn't even a real training. It wasn't even it was like a little, you know what I'm saying, a appetizer of what to expect. And this was when I was in the best shape of my life. I went through that workout, and I said, oh no, I'm going back to Delaware. And so I go back to Delaware, and I'm ran my options out, and I got law enforcement background, so I can get any police job that I want to. I applied to TSA, I applied to Dark Police, I applied to Airport Police, and with those agencies, man, you gotta take a polygraph. And I couldn't, I did everything correct, bro. I'm passing the test, physical and written. I just couldn't pass a polygraph to save my life. You know what I mean? And so that's truly why I couldn't get a job after the military. You know, I will say, I will say, if you're in the process of trying to find a job and this and that, this is why I say you need to like be saving your money throughout your time in military, because you may have to chill until you know the big boy jobs, the big girl jobs, they get back to you, because it could be a lengthy process, you know, and you gotta have something to fall back on if you know this what you're trying to do. Now, I do know they have like this skill bridge program or something like that. I don't know what that's about. That was something that was introduced long before I was gone. So I don't know. But also with getting a job after the military, a lot of y'all, some of y'all, few of y'all gonna get or are going to be 100% disabled, you know, permanent and total. And so depending on the job and depending on your disabilities, you might not be able to do it. They just say you got bad feet, you can't get a job on your feet all day. You got a bad back, you can't get a job that requires a lot of manual labor. You know, so if that's you, or think that's gonna be you, you might have to settle for a desk job, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You just gotta find something like to do. And for me, outside of hustling and getting money, I don't know what else I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I came to YouTube. You know, but the VA has this program called VRNE. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's an employment program to help you get employment, you know, if you are disabled. You know, you do need, I think when I read, you can apply if you got at least 10%. But if you got 100%, that qualifies you for some other things, you know. And let's just say you want to be IT, right? There's certain classes you got to take and get certifications to get, you know, an entry level or any type of IT job. So the VRNE, for what I've been told, you know, they'll pay for your school. You know, they'll even give you a laptop and a printer in some cases, and they'll pay for you to, you know, go to school, and you're not using your GI Bill. You know what I'm saying? So you got the VRNE, you get a check from schooling. You got your VA disability, and then while you in school, you can get some type of part-time job, work at Foot Locker or something like that, until you either one done with your VRNE, or two, it's time to move with your big boy career field you trying to get into. You know, so me personally, I am actively I'm getting back into like job searching, and you know what I'm saying, see what I can do, what I can get. I would also like to add that sometimes it's not about what you know, what your experience is. It's who you know. It's who you know. Who you know can get you into doors you or your experience can't. They like to say they love G jobs, love veterans, but sometimes they don't. You know, so if you got somebody on the inside that can push your application further or faster than, you know, the system allows, then man, go for it. Go for it. I'm working on a couple options, and I'm trying to see which one's gonna be the best. You know, like I said, I'm never against working. Uh, I'm grown, bro. I'm 32 years old. I'm married. I have a household to run. I'll never be. I'll never be that person. Be like, well, I'm gonna stick it out with this content stuff. I'ma still do the content. Don't get me wrong. All I'm doing is talking to y'all. I'm not vlogging, so that ain't gonna stop. But until I'm able to, you know, get where I want to be, 1 million subscribers, we gon' make something shake. And it's not because I need a job. It's because I want one, bro. It's gonna expedite my plans I have. You know, I need to run up a quick little situation so I can, yeah. So, man, getting a job after the military is not difficult at all. And you can get one of these little easy jobs, bro. Like for me, for example, I had a couple security jobs. Um, I drove for FedEx, delivery driver, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Because you when you strictly just live off your disability, bruh, you putting yourself on a fixed income early, especially if you're young, bro. Like you don't want to just live off your VA disability. You really supposed to just be that's your like your pocket money. You'll do whatever you want to do money. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be paying bills all the time with that money, man. You're supposed to be have a nice little piece of change in your pocket. So yeah, if you that person that think it's impossible to get a job, it's not. You just gotta utilize your resource, and there's plenty of them out there for you to, you know, use to get you some employment after the military. You know, look into VRNE. Go on VA and look into that. Uh, go to school if that don't work out. You know, get that school check, and you know see what happens. But yeah, go do that. Go do that. That's what I'm doing. And I haven't like worked a job since like 2021, 2020, 2021. So 5, 6 years, and I'm about to get back into the workforce. It's actually kind of exciting now that I think about it. And yeah, ain't nothing wrong with having a job, bro. Especially if you're qualified to do the job. The job is cool. The job is easy. Man, go for it. Go for it. But veterans, that's future veterans, that's finna get out. It can be a process. It can be a process. So be prepared to wait. And I know that's gonna be difficult for some of y'all because you're used to things moving as fast as it did in the military, and ooh, your patience is gonna be tested. I applied to VRNE Saturday, and it's only Thursday at the time of this video. It'll be Friday, well Saturday when I drop it, but it's only been 5 business days. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still, even though I'm separated, I've been separated since 2018. Had a brain fart. You know, I still be wanting things to move fast as I'm used to it moving fast in the military. Once you leave the military, bro, a lot of stuff do not leave you, bro. And you could be out for a long time. The military do something to you. Whatever they put in our food and basic, yeah, it rewires us. I say that jokingly, but I'm kind of dead ass, you know. But yeah, dog. If you want that job, start the process early. Don't wait till you get out, then apply. Here's what I also did. I also allowed myself to chill. I separated. Well, I came home on terminal leave in October. Separated in November. I was bored in December. I was bored because once the high wear off of being home and turning up and people excited for you to be home and all that, once that wear off, you gonna get bored. You gonna get bored. You know what I'm saying? But allow yourself some time to rest and chill before you jump back out there. You know, you gotta get your feet wet and used to being a civilian again. You know, I would say, here's what I'll tell you. Once you get out, start the VA process immediately. Start it immediately. Live off your savings for a little bit, and get a part-time job. Get a part-time job. Matter of fact, just I don't want to chat the wrong thing. So just I will say start the VA process immediately and don't miss no appointments. And yeah. 'Cause I don't want to tell you how to do the wrong thing, but yeah, for sure, for sure. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. That's my thought process on this video. So 15 minutes, man. That's all I got for y'all on this topic. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out, dog.